What's up, everyone? I guess TikTok reaction channel Zep18's back on YouTube again. I guess. Well, happy Easter, late Easter. But anyways, we need to stop giving people platforms. The whole reason why I say this is because they are a school shooter that's on TikTok. Yeah, I just found this out a week ago, and yeah, just found out. And I decided to make a YouTube video about this. The school shooter, this is his TikTok. He has that many people. That many people following him. Almost 300,000.
A lot of
But he has videos talking about this. So this video will be kind of long due to the fact that it's 5 minutes and 50 seconds. So let's watch this together. I've only watched like the first part. Like the first 10 seconds of it. And I was like, you know what? The people on YouTube may like to see this too. So let's get into it.
people know me for this, surviving a sword attack 7 months ago when I worked at a homeless shelter. But a lot of you might not know my full story and why I wanted to work at that homeless shelter helping people and why I'm such a big advocate for mental health. This is me at 16 years old, about to be sentenced to 20 years in prison. Because on February 9th, 2004, when I was just 16 years old, I did the unthinkable. I walked into my high school with a shotgun. Now, my intentions that day were not what we see too often with these tragedies on the news. I was not there to kill, but to be killed.
Okay, going so far into this, it kind of seems like he's looking for sympathy for the thing that he's done. And what the thing he done was bring a shotgun to school, and he's trying to get. Well, you know what, guys? I just want to be killed. I just want the police to shoot me. Like, bro, we know. No, that's not what you wanted. You want to go in there and shoot a bunch of people. That's what you want to do. You wasn't there just because mental health, you know. Just so sad. That makes no.
I could have stayed at home and ended my own life, and sometimes I still wish I had. But I was afraid. I was unable to pull the trigger on myself. And part of me also didn't want to die alone.
Okay, he says he's afraid to pull the trigger on himself, but he's not afraid to pull the trigger on people that go to the school. See, this man's a coward. The first way would not be as a coward as what he's doing this time.
I also didn't want to be forgotten. I wanted people to see me. I wanted them to.
So basically, he wanted attention for shooting up a school. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Yeah. If you ever want attention, you.
See my suffering. Because I believed that I was alone in my suffering. I didn't know just how prevalent depression is and how too often mental illness is. So yeah, I wanted people to see me. And I also knew that I'd be harming people psychologically. I knew I'd be spreading the suffering that I felt like I had alone. But when I was in that school that day, I was not there to kill anybody.
Alright, he says he just wanted to go in there and, like, he didn't want to kill anyone, but at the beginning he literally talked about how, like, he didn't want to be alone and whenever he dies and all that stuff. See, that makes no sense. He's kind of, like, backtracking on himself.
When I went into the hallway, there was a couple of students. One was right in front of me, and he ran for his life. I still see him every day. And I waited until he was gone. And I turned around a corner and I seen two more students, good 40 feet down the hall. So I fired off 2 rounds into the ceiling and scared them away. And I walked around for a while. Now, I had stepped into one classroom just to see people. Like I said, I was afraid of being alone. I wanted people to see me, to see the pain and the suffering that I was going through.
Was that really what you wanted to do, John? Was that really what you wanted to do? Let's be honest here.
But what I ended up seeing was their pain, their suffering. I saw the fear and the terror in their eyes. But I left that classroom and I walked back out into the hallway, and I was walking down. And after a while, the vice principal, who came to investigate the sounds that he heard, not knowing that they were shotgun blasts, he came up behind me and grabbed me. And he grabbed at the gun. And we started to struggle. And during the struggle, my finger was on the trigger and the gun went off. And I didn't know that there was a teacher coming up behind us to help the vice principal detain me. I didn't even know I had shot somebody. He was hit in the leg.
Okay, if you wanted to really, like, you know, just subdue and be, like, done with this crap, would he really, like, fight for the gun back, though? That's what, like, this is what's making me question his story. I mean, like, yeah, a lot of people that does this stuff has mental illness, but he kind of seemed like he went in there open-minded because, I don't know.
And I didn't know about that until later on. But yeah, I shot somebody. So I went to prison and spent 17 years in there.
Honestly, it wasn't enough.
And I did my best to turn my life around. And I did my best to work on my mental health. And I began to speak out when I saw these terrible tragedies happening. Because I knew that I had to be a part of the change that wasn't coming. And when I came home after doing 17 years, I began speaking with law.
Good for him, I guess. I mean, like, yeah, he's using a thing to come out and talk about his changing stuff. I mean, that's good, but, like, then again, though, it feels like he's looking for sympathy for the thing he's done. Alright, let's go read the comments. Okay, and those poor students and teachers are suffering to this day. I'm happy he did share all of this. But I did see one thing that was talking about him leaving letters behind, talking about doing the school shooting. And it was a comment, I'll try to find it, where he talks about the police planted it, that it wasn't real. So let's go try to find that. Did not find the comment, but I did find this. I kind of do like his way that he's going.
Imagine if we made mental health a bigger priority, especially in the schools. With social emotional learning, you see a decrease in kids lashing out and an increase in their academic scores. Because when you help students, identify what's going on within them, how to communicate it, and how to connect with other people, it just benefits everybody. And imagine in the long run, when you have less violence, less crime, less suicides, less drug addiction, when people are able...
He does a great on that. I mean, yeah. But let's go find out about that note thing. I'm still on the hunt for it. Okay, everyone. One quick search, you found this, and it is this. Here's the letter. And a suicide note that he wrote and left on his bed that morning. The then 16-year-old student said he was angry at the school because the word got out that he spent some time in a care facility for emotional problems and for talking about suicide. So he said his school's name and he said, "It's your fault." Yeah. He did not kill anyone, but something I do want to look at is this one right here. Sorry for the loud noises in the background. It says he sat in a stall with with 5 Winchester Super X heavy game loads. And this contradicts what he said about saying this other TikTok he posted. I'll show this one will be next, but yeah. Okay, as we get here, you can see a quick Google search. It says Super X heavy shotgun load used for deer. It's a reliable choice for deer hunting. I'm not much of a deer hunter. Well, a shotgun. I do deer hunt, but yeah, I'm not gonna get into calibers and all that stuff. But this is what he says in another TikTok. Okay, we get to this, and as you can see, he said, "Why was I using 7.5 grade birdshot load?" Even though the article said that he's using a super heavy load.
We'll be discussing a school shooting and showing photographs therefrom. These pictures are not on Google, and this may be hard for some people to see. So when I was 16 years old, I went into my high school with a shotgun. And my intent was not to kill, but to be killed in a very public fashion while also traumatizing my fellow classmates and teachers. Some people claim no, that the only reason why I didn't shoot and kill anybody was because I was grabbed before I had the opportunity to do so. So here's a couple of questions for those people who still believe that, right? One, why was I using 7.5 grade birdshot? It's some of the weakest ammunition you can use for a shotgun. It's used for very small birds or just target practice. It's very ineffective at killing people. Two, why is it that when I came into this hallway and I would have been standing right here, I saw 2 other students coming around the corner about 40 feet away. They had been right here in this blue circle, and they stood frozen for a second, terrified and confused seeing me. And I fired a warning shot up and away from them that went into the ceiling. Some of it hit the column as you see here. Again, 7.5 grade bird shot is very small bird pellets. It's a pretty big spread.
He just basically goes on just to talk about how birdshot and the spread and all of that. So basically, he lied to make himself look a lot better, but simple Google search, you can find out. I mean, oh, what is that? Okay, some tab popped up. But like I said, he doesn't seem that bad of a person. He did go to a school and try to kill people with a shotgun, which is not very cool at all. But hopefully he can actually use his publicity, whatever you want to call it, for good. I mean, it kind of seems like he is by talking about mental health and stuff. I'm all about that. I mean, that's good. That's good. It's not really the gun's fault. It's mostly the person that's using it, and he makes a prime example of that. He wasn't right in the head, and he did some stupid stuff. I'm not defending him. But he should have gotten longer in my... because he did, like, bring in a gun and shot someone. But I'm not part of the court system, so that's not up to me. But think whatever you want to think. It's a free country. You can do whatever you want to. You can say he's a horrible person. But anyways, this will wrap up this video. Sorry for the, I guess, horrible takes on this one. I kind of just gave my own opinion about this stuff, and I'm not condemning anything he said or says about stuff. He doesn't deserve the platform he does have, like I said in the video. But he also, it's a free country. You can do whatever you want to. But he needs to stop looking for sympathy and stuff and trying to get people's attention for his horrendous crime that he's done, because most people want to forget this kind of stuff, and I don't blame him. I would love to forget that kind of stuff too, because school shootings and all that stuff happens a crap ton here in America, and it sucks, man. But people talking about it and like him trying to play victim makes more people just think that they can go and do this horrible thing and then turn around 17 years later and be like, oh man, I was bullied and stuff. there's things to reach out for. But anyways, here's my 2 cents. It may not be the best 2 cents, but peace. Hope y'all have a fantastic day. Let's get to 100 subscribers, please.